Hey, Bart Miller here with Cycling Strong. So I want to talk a little bit about how to set your CompuTrainer up, or most trainers for that matter. So one thing you want to do is make sure when it's already all set up that your bike is solid, because you are going to get on this bike and I don't want to see you falling on your face or doing something crazy because you didn't tighten your bike down the right way. Now, CompuTrainer does an amazing job with the way they make their safety systems on this and the detail they put into putting their trainers together. The other thing that this is great for, and this isn't a video about this, so watch one of our other videos, this is a great way to learn how to clip in and out of your bike. So if you're learning how to put your shoes on with clips for the first time, this kind of a pedal, trainers are the way to do it, but you want a real solid trainer so that you can kind of learn how to do that without it tipping over, which is why I love the CompuTrainer wide base that they put underneath it, so it's really, really stable when you're getting on and off this bike. You feel real secure. Okay, so one of the most important things is skewers, and CompuTrainer sends you the exact skewer you should be using, and most trainers do, but make sure you change out your good skewer for the right skewer that goes into your trainer, because if you don't, you're going to not have the fit that you want inside the trainer itself. And what I mean is these bars right here, you want the right skewer to fit inside those so that you don't come out and you don't have a problem. So the other thing is when you're working on your bike here, look down and make sure that when your bike is going to be at, it's in the middle. So when you've got a little rolling pad right inside of here, and you want that to be right in the center of that, so that if you're rocking or you're standing up, that bike stays right in the middle and rolls right there where you want it to. That's really important. Make sure your tire pressure is where it needs to be, and make sure you're using a smooth tire, and make sure that if you can, you use a trainer tire. Now this is not a trainer tire. I've got a couple of them coming at this point in time, but change this out. There's no sense in ruining a good tire on a trainer. Use a training tire for that. Then what you do is, once you've got, you know it's centered, and what CompuTrainer does here is you have a couple of different knobs. So what you can do is you can put, like I could start unscrewing that right now, but when I have this all the way out, or in all the way right there, that's tight. That's not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to have any adjustment or movement in this, so this isn't going to shake loose and my bike actually come off of here. And so I think that's really nice. And when you're taking your bike off, you can spin this and start to unscrew this. Now tension wise, I like mine so where, like I said, it's right in the center, good and firm, but you can see inside of here that is right, it's fully engaged in both ends on this. There's not, there's nothing sticking out. It's in there tight. Then tighten these down on both sides, and that way the bike's good and tight inside there. You know it's not going to go anywhere, and it's going to be stable. And then what I do is, CompuTrainer does a really amazing job of, so like a trainer other than this that you're not using, they don't really give you a way to calibrate where you need to be at. So like your cork, SRMs, all your power meters out there, there's a certain way to zero them out or calibrate them to where your ride is going to be accurate. CompuTrainer does that on these bikes and on their trainers. So there's a lever on the bottom of this. Make sure your air pressure is where it needs to be. Make sure it's going to be there. And then you start to screw this bottom lever, and it starts to give pressure on the tire. Now, CompuTrainer in their book and on their stuff is going to tell you that the tire needs to be warmed up, and it does. So what you want to do is tighten that up. I like to go into the setting and do one calibration. It doesn't do me any good, but I like to do it. And then I start riding a certain ride, and about 10 minutes into the ride, I go back and I recalibrate so that I know I'm set. Now, if I'm doing a ride that's a 2-hour ride, then at about an hour in, I recalibrate again. I think that it helps to recalibrate. I mean, if I'm doing if I was going to go longer than 2 hours, I would probably recalibrate again. I think there's certain, it just makes sure that I do the same thing on my cork, just keeps your accuracy where you want it to be. So CompuTrainer's thought of all that. It's easy to do while you're riding. You can just go in, recalibrate. reset that, and you're good to go. But this is basically on how to set it up. So the main thing is change your skewer, put your bike right in the middle, tighten each side down, make sure you put your safety precautions in place, and then tighten your rear piece back up so that your motor or whatever your pressure is on there. And make sure when you take the bike out that you loosen that, because that'll take the pressure off of here to be able to get this on and off your CompuTrainer or whatever trainer that you're using at that point in time. So then there's a block that you put under your front tire. You can see it up here. There's different styles of blocks for climbing or whatever you're doing. Put that under your front tire, and then you're really ready to go. I don't have my cycling shoes on, but I will show you the stability in this. So, you know, when you go to get on, I always have my pedal down. But you can see, I mean, it's really solid. And then you just get on there. You're able to, you know, do whatever you want to do from that point forth and getting all set up. So that'll give you a little bit of things you ought to go through when you're setting your bike up. If you have any questions, make sure you let us know. Most important thing is don't use the wrong skewer, and make sure that you have the back released when you're putting it in. Tighten your bike into the center position, and then when you take the bike off, make sure you release your back and take it off. So keep cycling strong, subscribe to the channel, ask questions, and most important, keep out there riding your bike.